see herself.
Hey y'all. Hi, I'm April Burns Norris, and I am the founder and executive director of Community Bridges Incorporated. And I have coined myself the People's Advocate. Um, I originally met Kennetha Patterson when she was working through Homes for All Nashville, and she had came in and tried to help me avoid uh, retaliatory eviction in Rutherford County. And I believe even though we were trying to exercise our rights and, as tenants, this was something kind of new that was being done, and we received a lot of pushback. So this was like in the beginning, early June, July of 2018. So I will say that unfortunately, me and my daughter were evicted in retaliation of complaining about habitability violations. And while I was homeless and sleeping in my car, that's when I decided to start my own nonprofit so that I could create uh, some of the answers and solutions to what was missing when I needed it. You know, just like Kennetha was speaking about the existing social service agencies. For some of us, the that are supposedly available, it's really hard for us to access them, especially when you're speaking up against what's going wrong that nobody really wants to address. So I'm recently just coming back to Nashville because I had to go and care for my father who was battling stage 4 prostate cancer. And so he's passed on now, and now I'm back to do the work. And so I'm really grateful that Brianna and the village are starting this boot camp for nonprofits, because while being thrown back into homelessness and dealing with, you know, my father's illness, I did not keep my taxes filed for my nonprofit, and so I lost my 501c status. But fortunately, like I say, the village is doing what they're doing to make sure that we get what we need so that we can be able to provide the services that we aim to provide. And that being said, Community Bridges Incorporated, and with me being the people's advocate, I look to create, to actually give the voice for people with lived experiences of mental illness and homelessness. I think that a lot of times we have a stigma that comes along with the two of those things. And people kind of assume that just because you have a diagnosis, that puts you in a box to where you're not really credible or usable to create anything of value. And I know for a fact that that's not true, because although I may have a diagnosis, I'm also very valuable, and the things that I continue to do for myself, my family, and others is something that clearly we need. I wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for people like Kennetha and the village that really could see through the labels and the stereotypes that we sometimes have placed on us, not only from being homeless or having a mental illness, but a lot of times because of the color of our skin. And I just want to make sure that we do our part to remove those barriers while also creating space for us to be employed. And we're very employable, but a lot of the barriers that are put up against, like even when you're applying for certain positions, is counted against you if you are a mental health patient, or if you're open about it. And what I believe is, in our communities, we are less vocal about what we're dealing with, because we don't want to be stereotyped and blocked out of opportunities. But that leaves us very vulnerable, and then we see people having crises go on that could be addressed if we just allowed them to receive the services that they needed without judgment. So, with all of that being said, Community Bridges is here to be that link for people with lived experiences, and to make sure that we protect our rights as human beings first, but we protect our rights as people with disabilities. We protect our rights as our civil rights. We protect our housing rights. We protect our rights. And we have the right to speak up when something is going on that doesn't serve us. And we do need to speak up collectively to make sure we're not silenced and that these things don't go under the radar, because a lot of these things can be avoided. A lot of the homelessness that we see could really be prevented if we had more advocacy services to prevent it. And instead of us coming up with rapid rehousing and, gap housing that this $50 million plan is, and I'm grateful that they're doing it, but I feel like we need to put more effort into preventing people from losing their housing from the beginning. Even though I've been evicted multiple times, none of the evictions are on my record. And that's because I fought them and I've advocated and exercised my rights. But it still doesn't help me in the fight of trying to obtain housing, because the first thing they're going to ask you is, has there ever been an eviction filed on you? They don't care about how it turned out. It's just the fact that it went in the court. So I purposely, with my nonprofit, we're going to be creating dispute resolution to be able to be the mediator for landlord tenants and to prevent it from, because we understand that places like legal aid, they're swamped with, they don't have enough staff to address all of the housing issues and complaints that are going on. But we have to be that source for our people, because sometimes it's just a matter of us not knowing how to articulate what's going on and without getting upset. Especially if you have a mental illness, you're triggered easily. And for me, I've had to learn to, bite my tongue in certain situations, even when what I'm saying is right. You can't be angry and lash out all the time. But some people, you have to be taught this. These are skills that you have to acquire. And a lot of us don't have people explaining it to them. And, I just want to be that bridge in the community so that we know that we have safe places to be who we are without feeling less than just because of something that's said against us. So that's what Community Bridges does. And I'm just grateful that Kennetha allowed me to be able to introduce what we are planning to do. And I'm excited about what's to come with the village and getting my nonprofit restructured so that we can be a bigger service for the community at whole. So thank you.
Oh God.
We're about to make another transition to V&D Enterprises and Faith Community Incorporated, which we're gonna move the table a little bit because Miss Vickie has a model. Let us know if you can see this.
I can see myself. I can't see the table. Let's see.
Yeah.
You want to slide this up?
Can you move it this way? Easily.
And ladies, I just want to give you a quick little, we can see you, just want to keep you updated on the time.
Okay.
So it's time for questions.
Okay.
Yeah.
This one is brief. We just want to show you the models of the containers.
Ooh, that's beautiful.
Can you see them?
Can you see everything, y'all? Probably not Miss Vickie yet.
I wish there was a way to.
I know.
That's our first time navigating this, but those are the containers. I'm gonna move it up to Miss Vickie now.
Yeah. Good morning, everybody. It's truly a pleasure to be here to be a part of this presentation. I'm not going to keep much of your time. I'll give you a little of my history. My name is Vickie Howse. I am the owner of V&D Enterprise LLC. It's a container home building company. I'm in partnership with the builder. I am a veteran-owned and woman-owned business. This is my for-profit. At V&D Enterprise, we strive to provide affordable housing with recycled and renovated Conex boxes or shipping containers, most people know, to provide secure and extremely sturdy homes with flexible design options. Anything is possible. We're here to really make an impact on the housing industry, which is my main point, is to make housing actually affordable, because there's nothing affordable that's on the market. I just saw on the news the other night, graduate students are talking about having housing available on grounds. And the guy says, if I make $3,000 a month, and half of that's going towards my housing, how's that affordable? Rent's $1,400 or better. So with the container homes, you can pretty much do anything with them, and they're very affordable. The one bedrooms start out at $55,000, 2 bedrooms are $88,000. and the 3 bedrooms are $160,000, which is affordable. And we presently have a mortgage company that can work with people on all sorts of incomes. We're really striving to address people that are on fixed incomes, just to help everybody. It's not about the money all the time. It's all about really to help people in need, and people are getting evicted every day. So we cannot keep up with the amount of people being put out that's supposedly, you're handing out vouchers on one end, but if you're having twice as many people over here getting kicked out, you're never going to meet your goals. So with that said, I'm going to move on to my nonprofit, which Ms. Brianna, I'm gonna need your help. I remember that lady speaking earlier about computer savvy. I'm having an issue with the password right now for my nonprofit. But with that said, I'll tell you a little about Faith Community Incorporated, which I am the founder and CEO. And Faith Community, our goal is to provide individuals and families with affordable housing, behavior counseling, financial education, services, jobs and skills, training, and homelessness prevention. We seek to purchase manufactured homes, develop a business that provides resources needed to maintain the basic quality of life. We seek to provide housing, offer training, education, work development programs. In addition, we seek to partner with local nonprofits, comprehensive health centers to offer mental health services, as well as Tennessee Department of Labor and Work Development to identify employment opportunities. So with these other two, what we're trying to do with all 4 of our organizations is to collaborate and to help each other out, to bring all this together in one setting where we can address and really help and give back to the community. That's all I have, y'all. I'll be at the meeting tomorrow night passing out brochures.
All right.
Your time.